Hey Scenesters, welcome back to the Seattle Sound. On today's episode, we're going to look at Eye on Seattle. It was a public access half-hour live talk show interviewing Emerald City entertainment industry notables, creatives from film, music, really any artistic medium was fair game as a guest. The show is hosted by Michael Fox, a friend of mine from Oregon. There was another Michael Fox working the screen at that time, and so my buddy from Oregon decided his screen name should be Michael Dean. So Michael Dean was the host. He was also producing Eye on Seattle. He asked me I think it was like this month. We're enjoying outside. We're enjoying slushy gray Seattle style day here in Albuquerque, and it is January. Happy New Year. And I believe it was January of '95, partway through, maybe about halfway through the first season of Eye on Seattle. They had maybe a dozen shows in the can where he said, hey, why don't you come help me? I'll still be the host, but you can take over most of the producing. I said, I like hard work. So in this first episode, today we're going to look at Eye on Seattle, where Michael was interviewing a multifaceted producer and an industrial outfit who is introducing their new song called Product. So without further ado,
you are now about to witness the strength of street knowledge.
Straight out of Seattle.
Coolin' in C-Town.
Eye on Seattle.
Coolin' in C-Town.
Eye on Seattle.
Coolin' in C-Town.
Eye on Seattle.
Coolin' in C-Town. Coolin' in C-Town. Coolin' in C-Town.
Let's do it.
Coolin' in C-Town.
Here we go again.
Coolin' in C-Town.
And say, children, what does it all mean?
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time now for Eye on Seattle with your host, Michael Dean.
Coolin' in C-Town.
Eye on Seattle.
Coolin' in C-Town.
Eye on Seattle.
Coolin' in C-Town.
Eye on Seattle.
Wow! Hello, hello, hello. Thank you very much. And we're here live at the beautiful Eye on Seattle, your talk show alternative. And I am your cheesy feathered hair host, Michael Dean. Thank you, everyone here in our beautiful audience, for tuning in. Thank you. And all you guys for tuning it on. That's great to have you. I'm going to tell you, right here is our part of our show. We tell you what's happening out there in Seattle and bring you up to date on what's going to go on this weekend. First off, on the music scene, tomorrow at 2 p.m., the KWJZ Smooth Jazz Series. It kicks off tomorrow with a free blues and jazz concerts. They start at Pier 57 on the Seattle waterfront. Like I said, 2 p.m. The headliner is guitarist Slim, and company will be joining him. It'll be a blast. It should be a real fun show, and it's free. You can't beat that. And right when you get done with that tomorrow, run on over to the Seattle Center. At the Mural Amphitheater, there's going to be the KISS. It's also a free show, too, the KISW, Pain in the Grass concert series. It's at 6 p.m., and we have Rorschach Test, Pitch Factor, and Suction. They'll be playing. It starts off at 6 p.m. Remember that, 6 p.m. Get there. And then, on Sunday, some more freebies. The 16th Annual Seattle Peace Concerts with our good friends, the Rockinghams. They're going to be starting off the show. Also, what do we have here? Tiny Giants, the Squirrels, Cross-Eyed, Casey Neal, and the band Slip with Tracy Bonham, I believe. That's her new band. It starts at noon, and that's at Gasworks Park. It'll be another great show. And here's some more stuff happening on town. It's not the music scene, so if you're only a musician and you only love music, turn the channel. But if you do love basketball, here it is. B-ball fans, Hoop It Up 96. It's the official 3-on-3 basketball tournament. It's the NBA sponsors it. It comes to the UWs. Montlake Commuter Lock. It's tomorrow. and Sunday. The spectator admission is free. Call 684, right there, 7137 for more information. And on to great stuff, Northwest AIDS Foundation. Man, there's a lot of good stuff going on this weekend. The Northwest AIDS Foundation, 12th Annual Croquet Tourney at Volunteer Park. The tournament will be a blast. It's from noon to 5. Go on out and support it. And actually, that's Sunday, too. Make sure it's Sunday, that Northwest AIDS Foundation. It's 860-6208 for more information. And that's it. That's going to wrap it up. We've got some great guests today, so tune in here in a second after this public service announcement. Thank you for listening to my babble, babble, babble. Peace, Seattle.
Look, I usually do. But what if I'm with her and I don't have a condom with me?
Get real. If you don't have a parachute, don't jump.
The whole city was ablaze, just nothing left. CARE was a godsend. We always thought of CARE as being the organization that will bring hope to people, that will bring peace to people, that will eliminate the hunger. I give to CARE because I've never forgotten.
CARE. It's time to care again.
Hello, I'm Kenny G. I chose music as a career. But even if you're not a professional musician, an education that includes music makes for a more complete education. School music education programs improve academic performance, and involvement in music builds self-esteem and discipline. Call this toll-free number and find out what you can do to support music in the schools. Music for sound education.
The number of beach closings in this country increased last year, and the year before that, and the year before that.
Really understand how you...
And we are back here at Ion Seattle. What a great audience we have tonight. We have with us right here, and I was going to do this great presentation of it, but this man truly has done so much, I would run out of breath before I did it. We have Ike Eichelkraut, the owner of Ike Productions, right here in the studio. Hands together. Yeah. Welcome to the studio, Ike.
Thank you for having me.
Let me kind of introduce you just a little bit. Producer, director, tour manager, video maker, film maker, everything.
Special effects designer.
Yeah, exactly.
Lighting designer.
I was laughing because I usually kind of go, well, this is so-and-so, and here's what they've done. But you've been a jack of all trade for a lot of years now in this business, you know?
It's basically a thing of survival. It started out as being a thing of survival, and it evolved into just being a thing of wanting to be able to do more and have more fun.
Yeah. Which aspect did you start out? Did you start out first as like a concert tour manager, promotions and such?
Actually, I started out doing music first, and then switched from doing music myself to being on the other side and doing sound and lighting, and then that evolved into doing tour management.
So you start, well, in the 60s, was it late 60s with Janis Joplin? And,
Janis Joplin, Big Brother and the Holding Company.
What was that whole experience like?
Well, that was really some good times, working with Bill Graham, basically the father of concerts.
Yeah, concert promotions.
He was my mentor who really taught me a lot. It was really an interesting time because, I mean, if you were to look at then compared to now, the monitor systems that they have for bands these days were better than the mains, are better than the main systems that you had back then.
That's wild.
So, like with Janis Joplin, you'd have basically 3 colors of lights. You'd have amber, blue, and red to work with. That was it. You might, if you were lucky, have a follow spot to work with.
So what's that been like, seeing it? I mean, because obviously the technology and such and the use of computers now, it's gone to, and you've kept current with that. I mean, you still work all the time in the industry, yes?
Yeah, I like to stay up with the technology, which has been a lot of the fun, particularly in lighting.
New toys.
I mean, now, in lighting, it's really gone full circle. I mean, in just the last 10 years, it's grown about 60 years worth of technology. Because now you have very lights. Each light will do 160 colors from one light, It'll have gobo patterns that you can project different patterns and images.
We'd throw up a gobo here in the studio, but
Right.
it's so 70s cheese. You'd laugh and we'd laugh too. So,
Yeah.
you know, well, where does it go from here? I mean, you've done. If we read this, it's funny. We say concert promoter, merchandise company owner, all kinds. I mean, a little bit of everything. Where do you see yourself going from here? I mean, you've already done film, television. You know, you've done it. So.
Well, basically, where I'm at right now is. There's a couple of things that are in the works. One is to produce a live music television show.
Cool.
Which I'm not sure if I'm going to shoot it here in Seattle or possibly in Vancouver.
It's a beautiful market, both places.
Either place.
Got to do it in Seattle. We have to ask you.
Well, I'd like to do it in Seattle. That'd be my preference.
See what you
I have a
get
couple
the
of
bites
places
first.
in mind here.
Yeah, it's a beautiful community. I mean, like we've been fortunate enough to bring in everything. Well, you're also currently working with a band too, with the Blind Willies, and they're getting great exposure all over. How's that?
Blind Willies are just now starting to break out. We have an album called Black Coffee and Rust, and so far we've gotten it on about 12 radio stations across the country, which is doing pretty good. It's just starting to move.
I start hearing a lot of under the, it's wrestling there.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to show a video clip right here of Eichel Kraut's work. This is actually, you can set this up if you'd like.
This is a project that I worked on a couple of years ago with an artist by the name of Mike McKinstry. The band was called Rudes, and this song is written basically about Kurt Cobain's death, and it's an anti-suicide message.
Okay.
The director of photography that did this for us did Sleepless in Seattle, Rattle and Hum for U2, Madonna's Oh Father,
Yeah, a little bit of
Jeffrey Cronenweth
I
was
saw
the...
that Gardens of Stone is what stuck out in my mind.
Yeah.
Oliver Stone. So, well, let's check out that clip. So we've got the setup right there. Check it out.
Cool.
Seems kind of selfish when the victim commits the crime. And I don't really understand how you can leave before your time. Look at all the broken hearts lined up in a row to light a candle for the crow. And I don't really understand what you had to prove, and I don't believe I ever believed in you. And it's going down. Tears fall like rain on the chosen one's trip to fame. And all the junk is in a row. Light a candle for the crow. Black tar burning red, but it won't stop the voices in my head. For the crow.
Go, and we're back. That was For the Crow by Rudes. Yes. It's a great video, actually. Tell us a little bit about the making of that. That was one of the first ever shot with that type of film.
Yeah, actually, because of the nature of the film being basically a benefit project, and a lot of the money that we had raised from the song itself, For the Crow, we gave to Northwest Youth Services.
Cool, cool.
And actually, I produced a concert in Bellingham at the Mount Baker Theater where we debuted the video. The film stock that was used in it was basically given to Jeffrey Cronenweth because of his extensive resume, doing Aliens and several other major films with his dad. What they did is they gave us, from Kodak, 2 brand new film stocks to try out. We were basically the guinea pigs.
Guinea pigs to do it.
But the thing was, the film stock was so incredible. The color,
oh,
the
you
colors,
see it on that video. It's like
it just leaps out at you. The thing is, it was shot in Panavision, 35mm Panavision, which just for us, being the producers and directors, what we had to do is get an insurance policy to cover the cameras and lenses and things, which was like a $2.5 million
for the camera
policy
alone,
for the
too.
lenses and cameras alone.
That's incredible.
But it was, like I said, basically a project for charity, and at the very end of that piece is the PSA, which we did.
Yeah, that's cool.
And it was basically an anti-suicide message.
Did you also shot the PSA too for the end of the?
Well, it's just basically words at the end.
That's the way to do it. There you go.
The whole piece is set up as a PSA, basically.
Well, I had a question because you've done the whole, with video and film work. You've done so much extensively, and we're really pushing for a film community here in Seattle and trying to make it known. Have you ever thought about doing film here? Have you ever thought about directing and possibly producing your own?
Well, actually, that's part of what brought me up this way.
Cool.
In just north of Bellingham, the Beacon Studios group, which is a Canadian company, was going to build a whole studio facility. And I've actually been in contact with them for about the last 6 years. And that was what brought me to the Bellingham area.
That hum about the...
That they were going to put this studio in, they were going to build it.
And based out of Canada.
Right.
Yeah, I've heard a lot about that too.
The thing is, now, I believe where it sits right now is that they're going to actually break ground on the studio next spring.
So it is going to happen.
Finally.
It's found.
But it's gone through a lot of red tape. Cool. They had a lot of problems with zoning and things like that, and they had problems with what they want to build along with it is basically a whole community of houses, and they're going to sell the property for the houses. What all of the people in the community there in Blaine, what they demanded is that the people connected with the studio put in the studios first. So they just didn't end up making it another
big old huge condo town. Or
yeah,
whatever
exactly,
it is.
basically that kind of thing.
Bulk town, USA.
The thing the whole basis idea behind it was that they were going to use the houses. Like they'll have one whole neighborhood that'll be Tudor homes, things like that, so that each of the neighborhoods could be actually used for the films.
So location shot, yeah.
Right, and then what'll end up happening is they'll pay you a fee. So over a 10-year period, it would basically pay for your property.
Hey, that's a great idea. That's a wonderful. I never even. I would see where that was leading. I was thinking, hey, that's an awesome idea to have like a Universal Studios, but rent it out during the night. So.
But the thing is, the people would be living there in their homes, and then periodically, your home might be used in some film that Michael Dean will star in.
That's great. Hey, hopefully someday, huh? We'll see. We'll see. Maybe Talk Show Forever, and we'll really paying you people out there. Well, it's been wonderful to have you, and like I said, we could have 20 shows on, everything that you've been into, and
be glad to come back.
I would love to have you back. That's what I was going to say. Let us know what's going on. I would love to hear the lowdown with you and what you're up to at all times.
All right.
And with the Blind Willies, man, best, with you on board for them, they're going to do great. So
I appreciate it.
Yeah, check out for the Blind Willies too.
Right.
Later on in the show, we're going to be giving away a free CD. We'll let you know about that. So we'll hold them on the edge. It's been Ike Eichel Crowd. Everybody, put your hands together.
Thank you.
We're out to a public service announcement. See you in a sec.
Good one, Dave.
Marijuana, cost me a lot of things. I was liked by all the neighbors, never really caused any trouble. Next thing I know, I'm getting thrown out my house, and it's like, I just became a total loser.
If there was nowhere to go, you'd have no use for your feet. If there was nothing to hold, you'd have no use for your hands. If there was nothing to see, you'd have no use for your eyes. If you don't speak out, what use is your mouth? Your vote is your voice. Use it.
When I think of the ocean, I think of the water that I'm drinking. And I start to think about precipitation and condensation and how it ends up in my glass, And then I start thinking about chemical waste. And if they think that they're not going to end up drinking it themselves, they're kidding themselves. People that dump chemical waste. I don't know, man. We should shut down their businesses until they can think of a cleaner way to make something. Otherwise, it's not worth making.
We'll see. Hey, we're back. This is Eye on Seattle. Once again, I'm your cheesy host, Michael Dean. And with us in the studio, we have two very, very talented individuals. They are from the band, the great band, Killswitch Klick, right here. Welcome to the show.
Thanks, man.
Hey, thanks for being here.
You got it.
So we have Jeremy here and D.A. Sebastian. There you go. Everybody put your hands together one more time. Killswitch Klick. Hey, I love to do that because I know it embarrasses you. I could tell you, like, oh man, you're clapping and all that. You're the originator. You founded the band. It all started with you. Tell us how it all came about with Killswitch Klick.
Well, it started in 1992. We basically came together. I got a drummer. I had started off as doing it as a solo project and brought it out live in '92.
Is that the same drummer, Mike?
Yeah, he's been with the band since '92.
Cool.
So we've actually been a band performing live since 1992.
And now you added Jeremy.
Right, he's on bass.
What's troublemaker, man? I can tell. I can see it down there.
I'm up to no good.
Yeah, up to no good
all the time.
You guys are in the studio right now with working on the new CD or just finishing up on the new CD?
Well, actually, we're halfway done.
So cool. And what's the title of the new?
Degenerate.
Degenerate.
Yeah.
I like it. I like it.
And we're about halfway. So we probably are looking at a release date early in the wintertime this year.
Now, how is that? I know you invented an actual instrument.
Yeah, it's called a slam bar. It's this thing I play with screwdrivers and stuff. It's kind of like a pedal steel.
It's incredible. Well, how is that adding like your bass feel to it? How's that been for you, Jeremy? Does it feel like?
It's very cool. Yeah, I mean,
you're on the spot.
The bass is the bass is just you know, kind of an embellishment on the whole thing, you know.
Yeah, there's a lot of pre-sequence stuff.
Yeah, live it's just I'm pretty much the only one playing any stringed instrument besides a slam bar.
So yeah, what's the difference of that? I mean, in studio work you have your little segmented parts, but live, I mean, you must pretty much tear that show up too.
Yeah, actually, yeah. You know, I try to dynamically vary stuff up, bass-wise. You know, I get distortion going and whatnot here and there. And
get a play around.
Yeah, it's cool because there's only 3 of us live, so you get to run around and have.
So I know you've been interviewed a lot, and you always get asked the same question. Your sound is very, very different. So how would you what title would you put that under?
I know we get pigeonholed a lot as an industrial band, but we're kind of breaking out of that.
I thought so too. I didn't really the gothic and the industrial. I listened to music a lot, and I was like jamming. And to tell you the truth, the gothic doesn't do a lot for me. And I was like, oh, I'm not a gothic band. I turned it on.
Yeah, we get all kinds of tags. It's one of those things that you just can't avoid in the music business. You know, people have to pigeonhole you or put you in a certain little slot, and if they can't do that, then they don't know what to call you. So we kind of straddle a lot of different things, a lot of different styles.
A lot of diverse. Anybody that's influenced you directly?
Oh, there's been a lot of influences. Lately, I've been on like a Bill Laswell kick. I like anything he's done, pretty much.
See, that's why I want to ask that, because I read an interview with you that was in one of the papers. I don't know, some deal, and they asked your musical influences, and you named like 9 people, and I swear to you, I'd never heard of one of them, and I hate to say it, And I
like Cabaret Voltaire,
I mean, there was a lot. I think I know a lot about music, and then you come along. I'm like, all right, okay.
Well, that's a hip musician thing to do, you know, name bands that no one's ever heard of. People like, wow, I got some really interesting influences.
Now, how did you do you do the same? I mean, are you into the same, Jeremy?
Oh, I mean, you know, I could name anyone from like Rush to Slayer to Meat Beat Manifesto.
So it comes from all over. Oh,
yeah, pretty much. I'm not ashamed of my influences, you know.
That's what I say too. It's hard to.
A lot of people are like, "Oh God, you know, I can't believe you're into that band."
He goes right out.
You know what?
ABBA.
You know, hey, you know.
Well, we hear mostly with the real rock side of it is Kiss. Everybody says I was greatly influenced by Kiss.
No.
Yeah, well, see, that's the rock side.
I mean, I might go see him with makeup and stuff.
Yeah, just
fun,
to see
but you know.
See Peter Criss back hitting the skin.
I hope they survive that tour, actually, you know? They're kind of getting up there.
Man.
I'll tell you what we'll do right here, since we have Killswitch Klick, and you guys, if you haven't seen them, I'm sure you probably have or heard about them on the way, we're going to show you a clip. That's the best thing to do. So here it is. Check it out. Killswitch Klick.
I'm
you go. I love giving those little quick snippets so everybody goes, oh, okay.
What's going on?
Yeah. Now you know everything about the band by that 22-second, video clip.
Yeah.
There you go. Well, you guys in 1994 you were signed to Cleopatra Records.
Right.
Did the whole label thing. How's that treated you?
It's been pretty good. I mean, it gets us the music into the stores. I mean, the CDs are on all the Tower Records and stuff, and that's cool. Being on a mid-level independent has its drawbacks. I mean, they don't have the firepower that a major does, but overall it's been a good relationship.
How about tour-wise? Have you guys got out there? Are you planning on now that you have Jeremy?
Springtime, hopefully next spring, after the album's been out, the newest album's been out for a little bit, we're going to try to do something, possibly East Coast, and then back, and then West Coast again.
Cool. Have you noticed a big difference between the East Coast and West Coast? I know that the sound is
he's from the East Coast.
Yeah, I was in a band out in New York. We moved to LA, and
I won't
now I'm
butcher
up
it
here.
for you this time.
Yeah, we don't need to push them. Yeah, Sylvia, right? But no, there is actually a really big difference, and it's good to hit both ends. Get both. I like the East Coast vibe. It seems a little more real as far as the music we're doing. People are really into it, and it seems like that it's the same up here, but you wouldn't know it if you hadn't been to Seattle.
Cool. Yeah, that is. Seattle's real weird. I mean, it's got.
Yeah, we're kind of an anomaly sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, we've been so associated with grunge where that hasn't really been happening for so many years.
It's good for us, though.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Because we've been like the non-grunge band from Seattle.
We had last year Mark Dignam, or this last show. He came from Ireland, and he said, "Good music sells. If you play good music, they'll come." So that's
pretty much
that's what it is right now. We got to cut out to another commercial, a public service announcement. We'll be back with Killswitch Klick and Ike Eichelkraut and some giveaways. We're going to be giving away the new Killswitch Klick. So thanks for being on the show, guys.
Cool, man.
Cool. See you in a sec.
Thanks, man.
So remember,
wear a squirt and a shirt so the sun won't hurt. Now I'm a shining example of how to beat the sun's rays. I'm smarter than the average bear.
Pearl Jam will begin a U.S. tour in Seattle on September 11th, supporting its new album, No Code, which is due out on August 27th. Fabulous Fastbacks will open up, and singer-songwriter Ben Harper will also be added on 3 dates. Venues, on-sale ticket dates, and other details will be announced on local radio and other media during the first 3 weeks of August. Pearl Jam still refusing to use Ticketmaster and has instead retained the tiny ticketing firm of FT&T, which was closely involved in the band's on-again, off-again 1995 tour. The drill will again involve fans telephoning automated menus to get secret confirmation numbers to enclose with their ticket payments and getting tickets by mail.
It's the most important thing that an individual can do in this country is to make their voice be heard. That's what our whole system is all about.
Hello, and we're back, and I've got to hurry this up. We're getting near the end here at Ion Seattle, and it's that time of the show where everybody gets a chubby because we're giving away freebies. Right now, first off, I've got to do Ike Eichelkraut and the band he manages, the Blind Willies. I'd show you the front, but they stole it from me. The Blind Willies, if you call right now, first caller, you have to leave your name and number. This is a message machine. Sorry, broken English. 781-0393. That is the number, 781-0393. Leave your name and number for the Blind Willies, and also for the 6th caller to call, we'll give it to the Killswitch Klick. 2 CDs, we're going to be giving them up. Killswitch Klick, 781-0393, and you'll be getting both of them right here. Oddities and versions, and Beat It to Fit, Paint It to Match, and the Blind Willies, Black Coffee and Rust. We're out till next week. Gotta go. Love you, Seattle. Peace. Thanks for watching. Thanks, guys.